You are looking live at an aerial view of Paco Arena, our venue for this men's quarterfinal volleyball matches here at the vleague 2022 Collegiate Challenge Cup. So it's our do or die matchups as we look at our schedule for today. Our first game will be the NU Bulldogs against the San Beda Red Spikers. At 1 p.m. will be Perpetual against Arellano. At 3, it's the old rivalry between Ateneo and LaSalle. And at 5 p.m. to close our quadruple header, we have UST against FEU. Good morning, everyone. It's a great day for volleyball. Lawrence Fernandez here, and with us is our analyst for today, Marge Tejada. Marge, patay kung patay, laban kung laban, matira matibay na tayo.
Yes, definitely both teams in today's games, not just this game,
Yep.
but everyone has to put out their A game today.
Yun nga, gaya nga nasabi ni Marge, everybody has to put their A game because these are do or die matches, mga kaibigan. Talo, laglag. Ang mananalo, papasok po sa ating semifinals. It's as easy as that. So we discuss our match at hand, mga kaibigan. First, we discuss the NU Bulldogs. Marge, 5-0 record NU. Isang set pa lang ang natatalo sa kanila. And when we discuss the NU Bulldogs, hindi natin pwedeng kalimutan itong si Michelo Budin, who is one of their top scorers in the league. Ano yung masasabi mo sa laro nitong si Budin? That's why he's been successful.
So far, we can see evidently na he's been consistent when it comes to his game, no? Though there are times na, syempre, the errors are inevitable, but of course, yung consistency niya mas nakakalamang.
So averaging 13.8 points per game in pool play po yang si Michelo Budin. Pero NU wouldn't be a formidable squad without the support group at isa dyan sa mga players na sumusuporta kay Budin ay itong si Nico Almendras. He had 9 points against the last time around against DLSU and averaging 10 points per game. Gaano kahalaga, Marge, na relatively young squad ng NU but you have a veteran presence like Nico Almendras?
It helps in a way because, if you're a young player, there's still like, you have people inside the court na you can look up to na to motivate you as well.
Yeah, so panig naman ng San Beda, they finished 4th in Pool B with a 3-2 record. They had the same record as FEU, kaya lang lamang ang FEU sa puntos. And they lost to Ateneo and FEU but won over UP, San Sebastian, and Perpetual. But San Beda actually is in a 2-game win streak. At isa sa mga malaking factor dyan sa win streak na yan ay itong si Axel Van Book, who had 16 points against Perpetual. So, itong si Book is a very versatile player because he suited up as libero earlier in the tournament and then in Perpetual, in that game rather, he scored 16 points. So, how big of a factor is that versatility of Book coming in for San Beda to have a chance against NU?
Well, it pays to have a very versatile player kasi you have, as a coach, you have a variety of how do you say this? Talented players na you can put in na would deliver.
Yeah, so kung ang NU rather merong veteran presence in Nico Almendra, syempre meron din ng San Beda in Kevin Montemayor, who also played in the last Spikers League Open Conference, averaging 12.2 points per game and had 12 in their last outing as well. So kapag ganyan na si Montemayor ay one of the supporting cast ng San Beda, how can the Red Spikers find a way to break this defense, this net defense of NU?
Well, one is to capitalize on this high scoring attackers, and also not just the attacks, but they have to, of course, the overall defense, the blocks and everything. Especially if you're going up against NU, who has a record of good attacking prowess.
Yeah, when we return, which team will claw their way to the semifinals? Will it be the Bulldogs? Will it be the Red Spikers? We will be back with more volleyball action here at the vleague.
officials for this match. Our first referee is Mr. Lumer Pajarillo, National Referee. Our second referee is Mr. Jethro Neil Paredes, National Referee. Let's now call on the starters first for the National University Bulldogs. Let's start with their outside spiker number 1, Nico Almendras. Outside spiker number 6, Buds Budin. Middle blocker number 10, Obed Mukaba. Opposite spiker number 11, Ken Malinis. Starting setters, their team captain number 13, Owa Retamar. And their middle blocker number 23, Choi Diao. Starting libero is number 8, Mano Sumagi. Their head coach is Dante Alinsunurin. Calling now the starters for the San Beda University Red Spikers. Middle blocker number 3, Lawrence Kalayag. Outside spiker number 4, Axel Book. Middle blocker number 5, Andre Bakil. Their starting setters, their team captain number 6, Jerome Lopez. Outside spiker number 9, Ken Umali. Opposite spiker number 13, Kevin Montemayor. And their starting libero is number 14, AJ Ross. Their head coach is Ariel De La Cruz. It's the quarterfinal round between the Bulldogs.
Checking out the starters for NU, no changes here. We have Almendras, Retamar, Mukaba, Choi Diao, Kenry Malinis, Michaelo Budin, and the starting libero is Jan Sumagi. Sa panig naman po ng San Beda, we have Kalayag, Book, Bakil, Jerome Lopez, Kevin Montemayor, Kenrod Umali, and their starting libero is Ajen Russ. Our first referee is Lumer Pajarillo. Second referee is Jethro Neil Paredes. San Beda wearing red, NU wearing predominantly blue. And we are underway here at the Paco Arena. Quarterfinal matchup between San Beda and NU. And it's a very big factor, Marge, that we see Joshua Retamar playing right now.
Yes.
Gaano kalaking bagay yan that Retamar is present for NU this time?
Well, for one, we know Joshua Retamar is one of the our national team players.
Yes.
So his added presence would most likely, a factor in how NU will play today.
Yeah, let's check this replay one more time. That's the first point of NU off that attack error by Umali. And an ace by Retamar. So, hindi pa tayo nakakalayo dito sa ating laro.
Yes.
Retamar is already making an impact. He did not play the last game, yet NU still won that game. But it would be a huge advantage for the Bulldogs if they have their team captain and setter on board for today. Meanwhile, an easy over, but that's a violation.
Lifting violation called an NU.
Yeah, for Sumagi. So obviously, makikita natin, Marge, height advantage, obviously,
Yes.
with NU. If you're San Beda, how do you challenge or how do you counter that?
Well, for one, you start off with your first line of defense is your blocking. But then again, if you're up against NU who are really tall players and high flyers, you go to your second line of defense, which is your floor defense. Talagang aabangan mo na talagang sa ilalim.
So makikita natin if that floor defense will be solid for the Red Spikers. But at that time, Kenry Mandin is getting an attack point with a nice fake also from
Good
Choi
pass.
Diao. And nice pass and a nice attack there for
Good.
San Beda.
If San Beda would be able to capitalize on those good, quick attacks, they might, be able to go head-to-head with NU today.
And that's one good way of countering this height advantage
Yes.
of NU, not letting them establish that wall in front of the net. Our score is 2 serving 3.
But that goes out.
Unfortunately, that service goes out. So it's now 4-2. NU with a 2-point advantage. And now serving for the Bulldogs is Choi Diao from Bayawan Negros Oriental. Ang kanilang middle blocker. A good serve by
Good
Diao.
pass.
A good set. Back set that is.
Check ball, and that's a point for San Beda.
Yeah, point for San Beda courtesy of Kevin Montemayor. Let's check it out one more time. Nice set by Lopez and maganda yung execution that time
Yes.
for Montemayor. So si Montemayor played for VNS1 Alicia in the last Spikers Turf Open Conference. Gaano kalaking bagay,
Wow.
as we check that strong attack first by Obed Mukaba.
Yes.
Gaano kalaking bagay that you play against like, veterans or professionals for a player like Kevin Montemayor?
Well, for one, you know, playing with veterans and real pro players, it's two-way. It's how you if you're gonna be scared of them or if you're gonna step up your game.
And so far, Montemayor stepping up his game. Pero yung service error na yan ng NU puts us to 4 serving 5.
Good pass.
Good pass. Let's see if NU will
Powerful back row attack from Malinis.
Yeah, Malinis. Clean conversion, so to
Yes.
speak, for Malinis. Back set from Metamar and a good fake by Mukaba. Although the blockers of San Beda was there, Malinis
Yes.
found the line for that cross-court hit. So it's now 6 serving 4. Budin with the serve.
Good pass.
Back set by Lopez at ginawa na lang ng paraan yun.
Smart move.
Iba na yung mahaba yung reach mo. Yan
Yes.
yung pinatunayan doon ni Andri Bakil, their middle blocker. And to some ways, yung delay ng atake also helped fool the defense of NU.
Yes. Oh, service error.
That's already 2 service errors on the part of San Beda. And if you play against NU that has lost just 1 set, you know that you cannot afford a lot of errors.
Yes, definitely. Because it's the errors. Those are what's gonna, you know, turn around this game. But oh, again, speaking of error, it's
Yeah,
just an
speaking of
exchange
errors.
of service errors here in the first set.
Speaking of service error, yung mechanics ni Mukaba hindi pa masyadong polished when it comes to service. Ano? Parang there's still refinement that needs to be done. Pero that's scary if Mukaba will eventually have a clean mechanics with the service.
Yes.
And again, another service error on the part of San Beda brings us to our first technical timeout. NU up 8-6.
Welcome back to where it all started. This is the vleague 2022 Collegiate Challenge. Ako po si Megan Cabrera and we are still coming to you live from the Paco Arena to bring you this matchup between the National University and the San Beda University. At sabi nga nila, you can't make champions overnight, and for a team as dominant as NU, who can play alongside and even edge out professional teams, preparation is still definitely key. And despite the pandemic being a setback for everyone, Coach Dante Alinsinuren says one of their team's advantages is being able to come back to training early. By March of this year pa lang, nag-aanda na sila para sa isang international league in July, which allowed them to transition back into training and play despite the lifestyle changes brought about by COVID, and also allow their rookies to gain experience. And this allows them to showcase their NU brand of excellence. Lawrence and Marge?
Thank you very much for that update, Megan Cabrera. We'll hear more from Megan as this game goes along. But speaking of excellence, that excellent kill block there for NU gives them a 3-point advantage. And just like what Megan mentioned, iba na rin yung cohesive team like NU because it's not just defeating UAAP teams, but they also won the championship in the last Spikers Turf Open Conference. So how big of a deal is it for NU to be a dominant team, and yet they are able to add new players as the program goes along?
And that's the thing, no, of having, like, even if you're adding new players, if the program or the system is predominant in the team, wala, parang yung player mismo ang ma-absorb. And I don't think and that's what's working for NU.
Yeah, it's a tremendous effort on the part of Coach Dante Alesinurin and his coaching staff to assemble this squad. Unfortunately, that attack from the back row goes out para dito kay Mikel Budin. It's a nice execution though, pero nasyadong malakas yung palo niya off that set by Retomar. And also for San Beda, they have to look for the attacks of NU coming from all spots.
Yes. Siyempre kasi right now sa front line, it's all attackers.
Yeah. And speaking of attack, that's a soft tip by Choi Diao. Hindi niya sasayangin yun. It's now 11-8, and on the service line is Nico Almendras. Bachelor of Physical Education. He's taking up in NU, and he is 23 years old, from Talisay, Batangas. Lopez giving chase of the second ball. That attack by Montemero was blocked. Lopez goes to Montemero again. Double block, but was received by Retamar. Sumagi back sets. Soft tip.
Net violation called in San Beda.
Yeah, I guess the guilty party there is Lawrence Calayag, the middle blocker ng San Beda. Ito yung mga mental lapses, avoidable errors that San Beda should limit if they are to stand a chance against this formidable NU squad.
Yes, it's really just the errors. Kasi if you look at it, hindi naman ganun kalaki yung ano ng NU when it comes to San Beda. Kasi when this set started, kita naman natin na halos sumasabay ang San Beda sa NU.
As we check out that attack, that gets a block touch para kay Budin. So it's now 13-7-8, serving 8 rather. So Almendras with the serve. Nice pass to Lopez and Montemayor with an attack.
Good attack.
And Montemayor gets a block touch for that 9-point of the Red Spikers.
You know, it matters for San Beda na their middle blockers are working double time, you know, na talagang pumapasok sila regardless kung bibigyan sila o hindi. Kasi it would, you know, help them open up sa attackers. Kasi nakikita mo naman minsan sumasabay yung middle blocker ng NU and naiiwan na one block lang for the outside hitters.
Yeah, on that part, Bakil tried to fake. Unfortunately, that attack by San Beda goes long. Kaya naman NU is now at 14 while San Beda is still at 9. Choi Diao serving once again for the Bulldogs. Good serve para kay Diao. Well received. Second ball, back set. Montemayor block.
NU really just showing their height, no? Height dominance over the net.
Yeah, they are imposing their will, so to speak, in front of the net, establishing that wall. Kaya naman magpapalitan na ng tao dito ang San Beda. Itong si kanilang team captain and also setter, Jerome Lopez, will be replaced by John Umali. So, ang kanilang backup setter, John Umali is from Canyosa Academy, Lipa, 20 years old. So titignan ni Coach Ariel de la Cruz if that change in setter will do wonders for their squad.
Good pass.
Back set mula kay Umali rather.
Oh.
At yun, hindi nasasayangin ng Mukaba yun. It's like a 100% score for Mukaba if he gets a ball like that. And just like that, we are now at our second technical timeout. NU comfortably ahead 16-9. We check out matches for today. So on hand already, we have NU against San Beda. At 1 p.m., we have Perpetual against Arellano in that all-NCAA affair. At 3 p.m., we have the old rivalry, Ateneo versus De La Salle. And at 5 p.m., all-UAAP matchup, UST against FEU. Meanwhile, back to action. 16-9 po ang ating talaan. And that's another kill block on the part of Mokaba by NU. And still, San Beda having problems breaking that wall of the Bulldogs.
Yes, that's one thing, you know. But what San Beda needs to work on, knowing that NU is a really good blocking team, they should work on their coverage for their spikers.
So far, that coverage hasn't been there for the Red
Yes.
Spikers. And also their overpasses, giving easy points for the likes of Mukaba and Diao so far in this game. At nagkalituhan pa nga doon ng panig ng San Beda. Russ sending the ball over easily. And Mukaba just finding that
Yes.
corner pocket. Natatawa na lang din si Mukaba because it's that too easy for NU so far in the opening set. It's just one quick set from
Yes.
Retamar and Mukaba
If
just
you look
doing
at
the
it
rest.
nga, medyo awkward pa yung pagpasok ni Mukaba, but he was able to do something about that ball.
Parang play lang ng beach volleyball, nahanap butas lang si Mukaba
Yes.
so far. And so far, speaking of hole, Mukaba is all pumped up
Yeah.
after another kill block. I guess he already has 3 kill blocks just in the first set. At dahil dyan, Coach Ariel de la Cruz will press for time. Let's listen in to the huddle of San Beda.
Makareceive ng paano, binibigay ko sa inyo instruction, nakatayo kayo lahat dyan. Oh, ini-expect nyo, pag pumalo ng kasama nyo, patay agad, pumover tayo. Eh, sabi ko sa inyo, simula tayo sa service receive, blockings natin. Oh, pag may block, pag lumusot, receive kayo ng maayos, pag bigay nyo ng maayos sa setter. Paano tayo
So there we have Coach Ariel, telling his players not to work on their defense, and it shows nga kasi so far na with San Beda attacking, it's always just being blocked nitong NU, and so far lacking sila when it comes to the coverage.
Yeah, and at some point with multiple tries, they will eventually break in through that net
Yes.
defense of NU. But it's either they get block touches like those courtesy of Montemayor, or they are having mishits courtesy of San Beda. That's why Retamar is pleading their case with first referee Lumer Pajarillo that there was no block touch. But again, we don't have a challenge system here in the V-League. So the decision of the first referee is final. And that's a point for the Red Spikers. So we are now at 10 serving 19. And on deck to serve is Kenrod O'Malley for
Good
San
pass.
Beda. Retamar and an easy set for Mukaba.
Kung makikita mo, natatouch naman ng San Beda blockers ang attacks. Most of it, attacks ng NU. Yun nga lang talaga, it's the defense at the back that's lacking for San Beda right now.
Yeah, defense at the back and also that height by which Mukaba hits the ball.
Yes.
Mataas yung porsyento kapag siya yung pumapalo.
Wow, good
This
attack.
time, Montemayor with the
Montemayor.
response.
Good angle, no?
Unfortunately, either way, it's a point for San Beda
Yes.
because that's a good hit by Montemayor, but NU had a net touch
violation.
infraction. Yes.
Okay.
But still, San Beda getting a succession of points if not for NU's errors.
Yes.
So ito, balik na si Lopez for the part of San Beda. Lalabas si John Umali. And that's another successful point by Budin.
If you look at it, yung mga attacks din naman ng NU, hindi naman siya yung super tusok.
Yeah.
No? Kumbaga, kaya pa siyang depensan. It's just not, just right now, yung defense ng San Beda is just really lacking.
Yeah, that back row of San Beda still non-existent in this game because this has been a 10-point advantage, but if not for that error on the service line, bumaba itong kalamangan ng NU to 9 points. It's still a commanding 9-point lead for the Bulldogs. But if San Beda has to make their move, they have to do it now because the Bulldogs needing just 4 points to close set number 1. Retamar with an out-of-system play. Dinala dito kay Almendras, and that's an easy over. Book with an attack, and that's good.
It's one of the rare incidents na pumapasok yung bola sa loob ng blocking range ni Mukaba.
Yeah, and it's also, I believe, the first time that they went to Book in this game. Remember, he had 16 points in their last game against Perpetual, despite being the libero of San Beda in the first 2 games in pool play. So yun yung isa sa mga revelation nila ng San Beda, itong si Book, and they have to go to him more if they are to succeed against this tough Bulldog squad. Lopez sets it to Book.
And
And again,
that goes in. Corner pocket. Zone 1.
just finding that
Yes.
clipping that zone 1 corner itong si Axel Bock. So that's 2 quick points for the man from El Salvador, Misamis Oriental. 19 years old itong si Axel Van Book.
Oh,
Kaya
service
lang,
error.
after that a good hit, service error. And those 3 points just adding to the total of the Bulldogs.
Yes. Free point. Free
Oh.
easy point for NU.
Ayun na nga eh. Formidable na nga yung attacks ng NU and then you're giving them 3 points. So it lessens your chances against
Yes.
the back-to-back UAAP champions in season 80-81 and also Spikers Turf champions in our last open conference. Meanwhile, on deck to serve for San Beda, Jerome Lopez from Hagonoy, Bulacan. Retamar looking for their options. Diao with a quick hit.
Really good set by Joshua Retamar there.
Oh, ang dali ng volleyball para kay Joshua Retamar. No?
Yes.
Kung hindi si Mukaba, si Diao yung
Diao.
kanyang ina-activate at the middle. And with that hit by Diao, they are now at set point. They have 9 set points to work with. Almendras with a good serve. Lopez sets it. But Almendras was there. Retamar with the back set to Malinis. Clean hit by Malinis ends our first set. This is a quick one. National University ending set number 1. 25-15 as we check out that winning point for NU. Back set from Retamar. And Malinis did the rest with that good textbook hit off the blockers of the Red Spikers. And we will be back with more volleyball action. NU taking the first set 25-15. After the first set of this men's quarterfinal action, we have the NU Bulldogs comfortably ahead, taking the first set 25-15. They have the louder bark against the San Beda Red Spikers. I've checked out some of the highlights. Ken O'Malley with one of the rare attack successes by San Beda, and it has been the Mokaba and even the Choi Diaz show for NU. And I guess for San Beda, it has to be the defense that they have to step up
Yes.
against this strong NU squad.
Kasi looking at it naman, hindi ganun ka hard hit talaga itong, I mean, tusok na it's unrecoverable. Kasi you see their blockers get touches, you know, and talagang kaya pang iangat. And, you know, as we can see, here's the stats. It's really just the attacks and the blocks that dominated San Beda in this set.
Yeah, big 4-0 advantage on blocks para dito sa NU. And hindi pa kasama dyan yung mga bola that they just slowed down off the attacks of
Yes.
San Beda, making it easy for the receivers to get that first ball. So if you are San Beda, aside from your defense, how can you go around this formidable, this tough net defense nitong Bulldogs?
Well, for one, no, for outside spikers, they really have to play it smart when it comes to attacking. Kasi for sure na if they're just gonna keep going with powerful attacks na they know na will be just blocked by NU, mahihirapan talaga sila dun.
Speaking of an attack, that attack by Kenry Malinis wasn't blocked by San Beda. So the Bulldogs draw first blood in set number 2. We're still here live from the Paco Arena. Lawrence Fernandez together with Marge Tejada bringing you the first men's volleyball quarterfinals action between the NU Bulldogs and the San Beda Red Spikers. Samantala, dito sa kabilang side ng court, an attack error by Kenry Malinis. So Malinis gives a point to NU and Malinis also gives a point to San Beda of that error. But again, NU rather can afford those errors because at some point they will keep it up a notch,
Yes.
turn it up a notch, and just play great
Wow.
volleyball just like that.
First line attack by Choi Diao.
Yeah, and if it's not Choi Diao doing wonders, ayan, pinasok na naman ulit si Obid Mukaba as we check out that replay, that A-quick from Retamar to Diao. And that's a good percentage attack, so to speak, because especially with the fact that there are no blockers for San Beda at that point. Dia with a sharp serve. Lopez giving chase, back set, Montemayor through the block, but Mukaba was able to save it.
Yeah.
Second serving by Montemayor is good.
Props to Montemayor na he had the court awareness of what was happening, no? And he saw na Mukaba was on the floor and just took that to his advantage.
Yeah, Montemayor had 12 points in their last game, and that's a win for San Beda. Retamar sets it to the open, and a good point for Budin. Let's check it out one more time. Nice fake by Mukaba. Siyempre, si Mukaba having success in the first set, so kailangan talagang bantayan ng San Beda yan. And that opened Budin for that good point. Meanwhile, Montemayor with an attack. And a nice save there for Budin and an easy over. Opportunity for San Beda to set up and score well. And that's what they did, courtesy of Montemayor.
So far, Montemayor successful in that down-the-line attack.
Yeah, itong si Montemayor ang pinupuntahan nila ngayon. But
Yes.
it takes more than Montemayor
Yes.
to be able to defeat
Yeah.
this versatile and so to speak, all-star squad nitong NU. And again, that attack went through the block para kay Almendras naman. So if not Diao, Mukaba, Budin, ito rin si Almendras can also score.
Yes. But looking at San Beda, these balls that's coming at them, they can be recovered naman eh. They're not really just, hindi yun yung tulad nung palo ni Choi Diao kanina na talagang wala ka nang magagawa.
Yung talaga, baon talaga yung palo ni
Oo.
Diao earlier in this set eh. But at that time, that attack error by Pranger Tahiludin against that triple block, no avail. Kaya 5-3 po ang ating talaan before Coach Ariel de la Cruz presses for time. Let's listen in to the huddle of San Beda.
Pagka balikan ng bola, rumisit muna kayo. Ang ginagawa nyo kasi, na-expect nyo na agad eh. Pag balikan ng bola, lalabas na kayo. Pag binigay sa inyo yung bola, nagugulat na kayo. Lagi yung mata nasa bola. Kung saan pupunta yung bola, sundan nyo. Kasi nagugulat, nandun na yung bola parating sa inyo. Eh. Hindi nyo alam, nagugulat kayo receive eh. Receive nyo muna ng dahan-dahan, itaas nyo, huwag kayo magmamadali.
Well, basically, Coach Ariel de la Cruz telling his boys that they are seen to be a step slow
Yes.
against NU. Nakikita nila yung bola, it's just that they could not react quickly into it.
Yeah, yun yung kanina pa nating sinasabi na that showed in the first set na it's their defense talaga na what they need to work on.
Yeah, and because of their lack of defense, NU is taking the advantage. Just like those
Yes.
instances wherein that fake by Mukaba led to that open hit by
Yes.
Nico Almendras. Let's check it out one more time. Textbook fake by Mukaba. At yun nga, wala na talagang sumabay na
wala
blockers
nang
doon.
sumabay. And that's the hard part on San Beda kasi you have these really efficient spikers from NU and wala ka talagang kailangan bitawan.
Tama. Tahiludin meanwhile. But he's signaling for a block touch, but hindi ibibigay yun ni Lumer Paharili, our first referee. So it's now 7-3 in favor of NU. Kaya naman ilalabas tong si Tahiludin after 2 attack errors. Babalik itong si Axel Van Book. Book had a couple of points in the opening set. At isa siya sa mga players that can help San Beda overcome this advantage by NU because it's growing by the day. But if not for that service error by Budin, it could have been a bigger advantage for the Bulldogs. So it's now 4-7. Andri Bakil now serving for the Red Spikers. Andri Bakil from Bonggao, Tawi-Tawi, one of the few players of San Beda that comes from that province in Mindanao. Back set, ginawa ng paraan ni Malinis yun, but that was received. Book off the block, good. So itong si Book, if not Montemayor, mukhang itong si Book nagpapanimula dito for San Beda.
And San Beda needs to bank on that, especially if, pag maganda na yung, if Book gets his rhythm in this set.
Yeah, at least it gives them 2 attackers that NU has to guard.
Yes.
Samantala, dito sa NU, sinong babantayan mo? Because everybody is contributing to their cause, and they're now up 8-5 with this first technical timeout. We'll be back. This is the vleague. So after the first technical timeout of the second set, it's still all NU 8-5. But as we proceed with the action, let's hear more from our courtside reporter, Megan Cabrera.
Lawrence, alam mo, Coach Ariel de la Cruz says that the younger San Beda squad was actually very excited to go up against NU today because of what they can take away from this experience. And after a tough first set, Coach reminds them to play as a team, yung buong buo, ika nga niya, to focus and to think on their feet, making the necessary adjustments along the way. And coming off of a win against the previously unbeaten team, Coach Ariel reminds his team to remember the feeling of winning as an underdog in hopes to replicate this. Lawrence and Marge?
Yeah, maraming salamat Megan Cabrera with that update. And yes, Megan reminded us that San Beda defeated the previously undefeated Perpetual in 4 sets. So they have that capability to defeat teams that are seemingly in favor of winning. But it won't help their cause if they are not quick with their reflexes after that 1-2 hits, 1-2 attack by Ave Retamar.
If San Beda is not able to adjust their defense in this game, talagang, NU will just dominate them.
Yeah, but just like Coach Ariel mentioned kanina, as we check out that successful attack by Ken Umali, this is a great experience for this relatively young squad, itong San Beda. But they cannot just focus on what they can get from this experience. They have to fight because this match has a lot of implications. Just basically, if they win, they enter the semifinals and pull off the upset.
So for NU, just finding all the itong butas sa floor defense ng San Beda.
And for the part of San Beda, they haven't adjusted to those attacks by NU, knowing that it's already there, that the option of that quick drop is there. And yet, they're still not quick to their feet, picking up those balls.
Well, for one, you can factor in, these players are waiting for hard hits coming for NU. So, once na yung mga ganong shots na soft tips, na, kumbaga, they're caught off guard. And that's one thing. And a rare
infraction on
setting
the part.
error on the part of Joshua Retamar.
Yeah, that's a rare infraction on the part of Retamar. Double touch error for the national team setter. And those errors help Sanbeda inch closer against NU. So it's now 8 serving 10. Lawrence Kalayag serving for the Red Spikers. Retamar, quick set to Diao, pero mababa yung atake niya doon.
Yes.
Again, one of the rare instances din naman of an attack error by Diao because he was having success in the opening set together with Obed Mukaba. And ayun yung nagiging storya natin eh. It's not Sanbeda scoring, but it's NU having those errors.
Yes,
That's why
giving away
Sanbeda.
scores to Sanbeda.
Oh, that's why Sanbeda is keeping it close.
If you go back to the stats from the previous set, no, parang half ng points ng Sanbeda are just from the points ng NU.
Yeah, if we're not mistaken, that's like 7 errors on the
Yes.
part of NU.
Oo.
So close to half, relatively half. So it's like 8 points.
Again,
Done.
you know, so far itong NU has been giving free points to Sanbeda in this set.
Yeah, and that's a off hit by Diao on 2
Yes.
quick sequences.
Oo.
Lalo sobrang baba nung palo niya doon from
Yeah.
the service area. Umali this time with a good serve. Retamar bump set. Kaya lang lalampas yan.
I don't know what's happening with NU right now, but it's just error after error.
Yeah, it's the stronger, more formidable, more seasoned squad committing a series of errors. At ito, tabla na nga tayo sa 11. Kanina, 8-5 yan. So it's a 6-3 run before that a service error rather by the Red Spikers. So balik tayo, 12 serving 11. NU taking back that advantage. And on the service area is Kenry Malinis. Kaya lang lalampas yung kanyang service doon.
It has been a chain of errors from NU in this set so far.
Yeah, those succession of errors keeping Sanbeda within NU in this game. And that's a reception by Sanbeda. And another attack by Book goes off the block.
Bulk just really finding the hands of the blockers of NU.
Yeah, ginagawa niya ng paraan, you know? Because of their height advantage, he's finding a way to get the ball through.
And for a small spiker compared to your tall blockers, you just really have to, when it comes to using your blockers to your advantage, you really have to hit the ball on their hands and not on their arms. Kasi if you hit it on their arms, for sure you're gonna get blocked.
Yeah, indeed. But at that time, sinubukan ni Book to go over the block of Obed Mukaba to no avail. Kaya that attack sailed wide to the right.
And it shows na yun yung, kumbaga, strategy ni Book ngayon. Kasi kita mo na how high that ball went, no?
Yeah, he's finding a way.
Yes.
And there he is again off the block of Mukaba. And that's like 2 or 3 quick points already for Book. And he has been the spark plug para dito sa Sanbeda here in the second set. Kaya naman nakakadikit itong Sanbeda. In fact, they're already ahead by 1, 14 serving 13 with Andre Bakil on the service area. Received by Sumagi. Retamar doing the best he can. And Almendras still getting a point.
He saw na may blocker there and he just used his blocker, no, for that attack point.
Naguluhan din siguro yung Sanbeda because they thought that
He was gonna hit it hard,
Yeah.
but pinadaplis na lang niya dun sa kamay ng middle blocker ng Sanbeda.
yeah, especially that bump set by Retamar looked that it would go out.
Good
Meanwhile,
pass.
Mukaba with that strong set. Ball through the block pero marireceive yan ni Malinis. Retamar sends it to Almendra. Soft tip. Well saved. Kaya lang hindi na nakitawid ng Sanbeda ang bola.
Could have been a good up. Yun nga lang talaga. It went straight to Kalayag.
Yeah. And prior to this good sequence by NU, they're finding the rhythm now after those succession of errors on their part, uncharacteristically.
Good pass.
Off the block.
Good read by Troy Diao there na Sanbeda is gonna go for a middle attack.
Yeah, huli niya si Kalayag doon. As we check out that replay, huli ni Diao, and that block point gives us our second technical timeout. NU ahead 16-14. despite a string of errors for the NU Bulldogs at the middle part of second set, they were able to regain their rhythm and they see themselves in front against the San Beda Red Spikers after the second technical timeout of set number 2, 16-14. With Mukaba with a strong serve, and that's an ace! The Mukaba, it's not say Mukaba is in focus in this game. If not for quick attacks at the middle, he's getting aces like those.
Yes.
You can just see the face of determination and focus for Obed Mukaba from Congo Democratic Republic. Kaya lang yun, service error for Mukaba. One of the rare instances of an infraction or a blunder para dito sa first best middle blocker nung nakaraang Spikers Turf Open Conference. So San Beda was able to find the rhythm already. They were able to keep it close. What do they need to continue to be able to get a set against NU?
Well, one is, you know, as we saw na they just committed the service error, and that's one. No, they should keep their unforced errors at, you know, at bay. Kumbaga, for them not to commit those kinds of errors if they want to inch closer to NU and you know, continuously work on their floor defense and bank on the itong attacks nila Montemayor and Book.
Yeah, speaking of Montemayor, that great back row attack by Montemayor puts the tally at 18-16.
If you look at it, no, talaga napapwestohan naman ng San Beda yung mga bola. Yung itong attack ng NU, yun nga na talaga, I guess it's the form on how you get the ball that's lacking for them right now.
And they have to learn how to receive the ball or have better form as they go along, because if not, this game might be over quickly. Retamar sets it, back row attack, Almendras!
That goes out.
That goes out, although first referee Lumer Pajarillo is calling a block touch. The players of the Red Spikers pleading their case with the first referee, but his decision is final. He saw a block touch, and there's that. Coach Ariel de la Cruz is already up in his seat, instructing their team captain Lopez to talk to first referee Lumer Pajarillo, but still, first referee is unshaken with this decision.
Though for me, though, it looked out talaga kasi parang hindi nag-iba yung ikot ng bola on that last play.
Yeah, but in the game of volleyball, if there are no challenges, it's the first referee that has the final word.
Good attack by Montemayor.
But the ball will be out, according to our judges. Or referees, rather. So that's two quick calls going to NU's way. And we are now at 21 serving 16. Lopez goes to Umali. No doubts there. That's a good hit by Umali.
Yun nga, no, so far, for San Beda, itong outside spikers sila, they shouldn't challenge itong arms nitong NU and use the hands instead. And
also,
it's working for them eh.
And also on the part of the Red Spikers, if the calls are not getting your way, you should have that ability to forget it immediately and just continue to play.
Kumbaga, play the next point agad.
Yeah. And if they don't play the next point, this set could be over quickly because NU is already at 22 while San Beda is at 17. On deck to serve is Choi Diao, middle blocker for National University. Good serve by Diao.
Good pass.
Lopez, quick attack. Hindi na masisave yun ni Malinis, and that's a point for Andre Bakil.
You see naman itong San Beda, talagang pag nakakakuha sila ng opportunity like those rare chance balls, and they really take that opportunity.
Yeah, it all starts with the first pass,
yes,
right?
and that's what they need to bank on if they want to inch closer to NU.
And that's an infraction on the part of National University. Net touch by Kenry Malinis. Although nice intention on his part. But that error gives another point for the Red Spikers. It's now 19 serving 22. On deck to serve for San Beda is Kenrod Benedict Umali from De La Salle Lipa. Kaya lang,
Again,
malakas
oh.
yung kanyang service doon.
Oo.
And that's a free point that you cannot afford, especially this late in the set. And despite the shaky sequence of NU in the middle part of set number 2, they're comfortably ahead by 4, 23 to 19. Make that 24 to 19 with that attack error by Kevin Montemayor. At dahil dyan, Coach Ariel de la Cruz will try to ice NU with this timeout. Let's listen in.
Nakadalawang puntos yan eh. Tumama ba sa'yo? Oo, coach. Ay, yan ako. Kung gusto nila manalo, di wag nyo na receivein para madali na. Hayaan nyo ng may 6 na nga tayong kalaban. Tutulungan pa ng referee. Hindi naman natin hinihingi na paboran sa atin. Tama lang yung call. Kitang-kita naman eh. Kung papansinin nyo yung tawag niya, mangyari sa inyo. Maglaro na lang kayo.
So, Coach Ariel, no, reminding his players na yung mga ganyang calls, it happens in the game. Like, whether it's a really bad call and you know in yourself na talagang you didn't commit that kind of
Yeah, it's also part of the maturation and the learning
Yeah.
process for this relatively young squad that sometimes the calls will not come your way, but you
Yes.
have to play on and continue to execute your
Yes.
system. And that's a good response of a timeout para dito sa San Beda, saving 1 set point itong si Kevin Montemayor. So buhay pa ang San Beda here in set number 2, 20 serving 24 rather. But their backs are against the wall. They cannot afford any error, or else NU will take a 2 sets to none advantage. Soft tip para dito kay Budin. And that's a point
for San Beda.
for San Beda. I think Budin crossed that middle line.
Yes.
So that's 2 quick points para dito sa Red Spikers. And they are now at 21. Montemayor with a good serve. Retamar goes to Budin, but second servings for NU. Budin will try one more time.
Good angle.
Good angle on the part of Buds Budin ends this set with NU still taking the set number 2 as we check out that bump set by Retamar, and Budin just doing the rest that time to close set number 2 in favor of the NU Bulldogs, 25 to 21. And we will be back with more volleyball action inside the Paco Arena. This is the view. Different set, same result. And these fans of the NU Bulldogs ecstatic because their team is up 2 sets to none. They take the first set 25 to 15 and set number 2 25 to 21. And they are just 1 set away by booking a semifinal ticket as we check out these highlights. And Retamar just having an easy job despite the fact that he's not obviously 100%. He's
Yes.
favoring one of his ankles or one of his foot. But yet, because of that assortment of spikers and attackers that he has, napakadali ng volleyball for NU.
Yes.
And those fakes by Diao also and those attacks by Mukaba. So if you're San Beda, you are down 2-0. There have been instances wherein the calls are not going your
Yes.
way. How do you reset this? How do you forget that you are down 2-0? Let's check out these numbers first.
Anyway, when it comes to attacks, hindi naman ganun kalaki yung deficit, no? But of course, you know, it's these small points like the blocks and the aces that's really helped out NU. And then, yung opponent errors nga, and you see na, ang daming errors na kinumit ng San Beda.
Yeah, and also 10 errors on the part of NU. So again, that's roughly half of San Beda's points in set number 2. So what more if NU plays foolproof volleyball?
Yes.
San Beda will have a tougher time defeating this tough squad from F. Hoxon. And again, NU draws first blood in set number 3.
If you look at it, no, itong San Beda, kaya naman nilang sabayan ng NU.
There have been instances wherein they were doing well against the Bulldogs. But that out-of-system play, over na lang ng madali ni Monte Mayor. Good coverage on the part of Retamar. Bump set by Sumagi. And a tip by Almendras goes out. Or rather, that's a point for Almendras. Ginawa ng paraan doon off the blockers of San Beda.
So far, no, yung mga ganong bola na off for him, halos yun lang yung ginagawa niya lagi. And it's been working out for him.
That shows the veteran smarts of Nico Almendras for you. Retamar serving. Russ with the reception. Over-received.
Nag-agawan pa si Almendras at si Diao doon. But, you know, at least they were able to convert.
Ayun nga, nagsasorry pa si si Diao kay Almendras kasi nagkabanggaan pa sila na nagagawan sila dun sa regalo na yun Retamar once again with a sharp serve. Umali giving chase and an easy over by Rosman. Sumagi, Retamar. Well, lakas yung palo. Sayang yung atake na yun on the part of Nico Almendras. Obviously, that ballooned out of the court. That's the first point of San Beda here in set number 3. And if not for, again, another error, San Beda wouldn't have scored.
Totoo.
So if you're San Beda, how do you, if you're Coach Ariel de la Cruz rather of San Beda, how do you rally your troops? Because it seems like from their body language, they're down and they don't have the willingness to play.
Well, for one, if I were coach, i-motivate ko yung players ko in a way na sabihin ko sa kanila na, you know, this team, like, yes, they're strong, but they're still defeatable na, yun nga, like, NU has lost one set in this league. And, you know, it just proves na they're not undefeatable. And, saka, kayang-kaya nilang sumabay, and it shows here. It's just that yung mga errors nila and their floor defense is just, you know, still not working out for them.
Yeah, speaking of kayang sumabay, that attack by Rosman, Ryan Rosman, adds another point to the total of San Beda. So it should take everyone, it should take the entire team to overhaul this huge advantage by National University, talking about San Beda. Retamar to Diao. Umali giving chase, pero hindi na nahabol yun. So that's another point for Choi Diao. And it's now 5 serving 2 at itong si Diao ang magsiserve for the Bulldogs. Ito, may mga palitan din ng tao on the part of San Beda. So aside from Rosman, itong si Labrador also checking in. And also John Umali replacing their team captain Jerome Lopez.
That goes out.
Service out para dito kay Diao. At dito sa 3 puntos ng San Beda ngayon, 2 of those are errors.
Yes.
And 1 of the attack by Rosman. So they have to pick up with their attacks, with their offense. Because that has been close to non-existent in this game.
I guess it's a factor na din na they're really not able to put up their first balls properly. Na their setter is not able to set it to their spikers.
Yeah, so that's also an excellent play on the part of NU in terms of their service game. They're really
Yes.
using it as their first point of attack. Malinis with a sharp serve received by Rosman. Umali goes to Book. Off the block and good.
Attack. So far talaga, no? Book's strategy in this game is just really finding the hands of the tall blockers of NU.
Yeah, as we check out that replay, nice fake by Labrador and a great attack by Book. Meanwhile, Mukaba finding that back row.
Yes. So far, successful siya in, finding just the small spaces of the court ng San Beda.
Yeah, just being able to land that ball before
Yes.
that back line. That has been the specialty of the house for Obit Mukaba in this game. In the meantime, lalabas si John Umali at babalik ang team captain ng San Beda na si Jerome Lopez. Budin on the service for
Serve.
NU. Lopez giving chase. Book with an attack.
Oh,
Block. But that goes in
Sayang.
for NU. And that block by Mukaba, he's all smiles, and why not? They're up 8-4 with the first technical timeout in set number 3. This is the V-League where it all started. The NU Bulldogs yet to lose a technical timeout in this game, and they get 5 straight technical timeouts by the tune of 8-4 after the first technical timeout of set 1. And we turn you over to Megan Cabrera with more updates.
Lawrence team captain Owa Retamar, who missed their previous outing against DLSU, is back. But despite a good showing so far, he is not at his optimum performance level because Owa suffered an injury to his left ankle in-game. And unlike the usual ankle roll to the side, paharap ito na pihit, affecting the top of his ankle. Sabi nga niya, every movement still hurts, but as a high-caliber athlete, he knows his body and what he can do. Kaya naman push pa rin para sa game na to. As a captain, especially during this downtime for him, he challenges the rookies to step up, just as Joseph Bello did in his previous breakout game, to allow for a smooth turnover of the next generation of Bulldogs. Lawrence and Marge?
Yeah, maraming salamat Megan Cabrera with that update on Joshua Retamar. And speaking of Bello had 4 points and 11
Yes.
excellent sets in that last game against De La Salle. But going back to their team captain, Retamar, imagine if Retamar is in 100.
Oh, sorry.
As we check out that point for NU,
Yes.
everything going NU's way. But again, going back to Retamar, imagine Retamar is not 100% and yet NU is dominating this way against
Yes.
San Beda. What more if he's in top physical condition? How
Yeah.
great could they be?
Yeah, that's the thing, no? Like, given at maybe 80%, no? His team is still performing, and it's just really, it's not just about the player, You have a standout setter here, but it really boils down to the system that NU has. Kasi in the
Yeah.
previous game, wala nga si Joshua Retamar, and still, that team was, NU is still able to dominate that game.
Yeah, they are able to respond whoever their point guard on the court, so to speak, or their setter.
Yes.
So whether it's Bello or Retamar, it's still the same result for NU. But for the benefit of those who are watching us, Marge, gaano ka sakit yung left ankle injury? Gaya ng sabi ni Megan, paharap daw yung rolling, hindi pagilid.
Actually, hindi ko pa na-experience na paharap na ma-sprain. It's always just on the side. But from the looks of it, no, when I look at Joshua Retamar, he still looks in pain while he's moving inside in the court.
Yeah, he seems to be favoring that injured ankle, but yet he can still move okay. But at that time, Rosman, taking advantage of that injured player, nga si Retamar, Ayun, Retamar was slow in reacting that
Yes.
time. That's why Rosman was able to get a point. In the meantime, 8 serving 11. NU still ahead by 3. Retamar, back row attack. Budin.
Budin.
So every angle, NU firing from all cylinders, whether it's
Yes.
from the back row, from the open hitter spot, the opposite hitter spot, and most especially from the middle, courtesy of Diao and Mukaba. Meanwhile, Montemayor giving chase. Easy over
If
for
you look
Rosman.
at it, no, parang sa lahat ng setters ng NU, para silang nasa buffet. Kasi mapaharap, mapalikod, they have spikers they can set to.
Oo. It's just a matter of Retamar picking their spots.
Yes.
Meanwhile, etong San Beda getting NU off guard with one of those rare instances.
Yes. And coming from their libero pa,
Oo.
that point.
So that's a bonus for Agent Russ. Not only has he been good with the floor defense, but also getting a point sa kanyang P2 form.
Budin. Oh, but that goes out.
Unfortunately,
according
that
to
attack
the
goes out.
linesman.
Yeah, by Budin. And again, those errors by NU
Yes.
allowing San Beda to inch closer in this game. Parang ganito rin yung set number 2 eh.
Totoo.
Around this part, the middle
Yes.
part of set number 2, wherein San Beda was able to mount that rally that enabled them to tie and take the advantage for a quick part of set number 2.
Good ball distribution there by Lopez. Nakita niya na bantay na yung open spiker niya. He really gave it his all to backset that to his opposite spiker.
And a difficult set at that because
Yes.
from side to side yung set ni
Oo.
Lopez doon. And Montemayor doing the best with that attack. Unfortunately, the service error para dito sa San Beda gives NU point number 13. 13 serving 11. Choi Jiao again on the service para sa Bulldogs. Received by Russ Lopez. Middle attack by Labrador, blocked by Mukaba. Montemayor tried to attack but the floor defense of NU was there. San Beda will respond. Rosman with an attack. Received by Diao. Nag-alangan pa si Diao doon. Soft tip by Malinis. Block. Still saved by Almendras pero nalaglag na sa sahig yung bola.
Going back to what I said kanina, no? San Beda, kaya nilang sumabay dito sa NU.
Yeah.
And it shows. It's showing right now. And we're just a 1-point deficit.
Yeah, it's
This
just a
game.
matter for San Beda sustaining it throughout the set until they get
Yes.
to 25 points.
Oo.
Because so far, they can do well at the middle parts of the set,
Yes.
just like in set number 2. But at some point, they break away or lumilis ulit yung laro nila.
Wow! Strong first 9 attack coming from Mukaba.
Parang wala lang kay Mukaba. No? So check it out one more time. A nice set by Rectamar and Mukaba with all authority with that spike. Pumusing pa sa middle area eh. No? Parang mukha pang split yung ginawa niya doon eh. Pakitang gilas pa si Ovid Mukaba na yun. Speaking of pakitang gilas, Mukaba has been doing well in this game. And that attack sails out on the part of San Beda. Ayun na nga, nakadikit ng San Beda and yet
Yes.
NU found a way to score 2 quick points. So just when you think that they're out of rhythm, they go back to their system
Yes.
and they become the same well-oiled NU machine. Unfortunately, the service error gives a point for San Beda.
And that's the thing with San Beda, no? It's good na in times na NU has been committing errors, they're able to capitalize on that. But then, you know, once NU gets the rhythm back, sila naman yung nagsistart ng mag-commit ng errors.
Yeah, speaking of error, that error by Montemayor sends us to our second technical timeout. 16-13, NU ahead. Again, same story, different chapter for the NU Bulldogs. There were instances wherein their game
Yes.
looked shaky,
Oo.
and yet they found a way to go to the second technical timeout of set 3 with a 3-point advantage. What is NU doing well? That's why they were able to keep that advantage. So check out that ace by Buds Budin. Anong ginagawa tama ng NU? That's why they were able to find the rhythm despite those spotty sequences at the middle part of set 3.
I guess for one, no, they're banking on itong prowess na they have, the advantage na they have against San Beda. And yung ano din na they're able to pick up from all the mistakes. Kumbaga, nakaka-comeback sila from the mistakes.
Yeah, and that shows you their championship composure, that when the
Yes.
chips are down, they find ways to adjust. And at that time, nakakuha pa nga ng block touch itong si Almendras. Tumama yata sa ulo nitong si Agent Rush,
Yes.
itong libero ng San Beda. And that gives NU point number 18 and a good dig on the part of Budin. San Beda, can they respond? Bok, and Budin was there once again. Sumagi sends it. Almendras, Russ, Lopez, backset, Montemayor. The block is there. Montemayor, second servings. Lopez, backset to Book. Soft tip, goes to the antenna.
Good adjust by Book, no? Like what I was saying talaga, Book has just been using the hands of his blockers.
Yeah, he has been one of that bright spots for San Beda in this game. And it's just smart volleyball on the part of Book. He knows that Mukaba,
Yes.
even Diao,
Oo.
is taller than him. And he's just using the angles to get points. Meanwhile, itong si Labrador, service error. And that gives NU their 19th point. 19-14 is the count. And once more, on the service area, we have Obed Mukaba. First best middle blocker noong nakaraang Spikers Turf Open Conference. And itong si Mukaba, by the way, March, 19 years old pa lang yan.
Wow.
So,
Still young.
still young and possibly a lot of playing years for him
Yes.
sa NU. So that's a scary predicament for the
Yes.
rest of...
And the lucky points for Mukaba. There.
So whether it's a block point, a quick attack, or an easy
Defense,
over,
yes.
talagang nahanap lang niya yung butas. And a timeout for San Beda. Let's listen in.
Intimidate nyo agad yung, bibigyan nyo na lang yung score sa kalaban nyo. Parang binibigay nyo na lang sa kalaban nyo. O, atakihin nyo. O, eto, receivean nyo. Eh, walang kahirap-hirap yung kalaban sa inyo. Ano nangyayari sa inyo?
In fairness to the San Beda Red Spikers, there were moments wherein they gave NU the fits, especially
Yes.
towards those middle parts of
Oo.
sets 2 and 3. It's just a matter of them maintaining or being consistent with their
Yes.
attacks.
Yeah, yun nga.
Bumibitaw talaga eh. Oh.
You know, for me, it's not really the attacks. Kasi so far, ang gaganda ng attacks na binibigyan itong San Beda. For me, it's really just their floor defense that's not working for them. Yung mga defense na ganito sa rallies, dun sila medyo nawawala eh.
Yeah, and when they get good first balls, that's the result for San Beda. They get
Yes.
points courtesy of that attack by Book. It's not a strong attack, but yet he just found the
Yes.
hole in NU's defense. And Book serving for San Beda, almost an ace there, but was saved by Budin and Malinis. Grossman with an attack, but Malinis was there for the dig. Almendras this time. Another opportunity for NU. Going back to Almendras. Cross court is good.
Good angle. Talagang nakita mo, iniwas niya dun sa blockers ng San Beda.
Yeah, simple volleyball on the part of
Yes.
Almendras. Going around the blockers. Meanwhile, on the part of NU, may palitan ng tao. So, nandiyan na sa loob ng court itong si Luis Lumanlan. Number 9 for NU middle blocker. Meanwhile, Retamar with the serve. Diretso kay Rossman. Back row attack.
Oh.
That's wide left para dito kay Axel Book.
Medyo nawala ng wrist action there.
Oh, but good intention because he was able to
Yes.
clip that corner of zone 1 earlier in the
Oo.
game. It's just a matter of him finding the same spot but to no avail. Meanwhile, Retamar, another good serve.
Good pass.
Oh, out
Yeah,
of
that's
system
what I'm
play.
saying, no, talaga. It's magaganda yung mga first balls ng San Beda coming from a service pass. Yun nga lang, they're not able to convert.
And also a lucky break there on the part of San Beda because that's a good attack on the part of
Yes.
Almendras. Lumabas nga lang yung kanyang atake. So it's now 16 serving 22. Jerome Lopez, the team captain of the Red Spikers, now serving. Budin, Retamar, combination play. Nagkabanggaan pa dun. Oh,
Oh.
that's something we don't want to see in games like these. Lumanlan seems to be okay for NU. Pero itong si one player for San Beda is down. And he is holding to his left ankle. Itong si Ken Buhay. And it doesn't look good on the part of Ken Buhay. He is being held by Rosman and also Jerome Lopez. We hope that Ken Buhay will be okay. And it's nothing serious on his part, that he will be able to recover quickly. Again, it's an inadvertent accident,
Yes.
Marge. Unintentional.
Oo.
Kaya itong si Lumanlan is saying his apologies to Ken Buhay because it happened quickly.
Yes. Actually, hindi ko din nakita kung ano nangyari. I was too focused on what's happening above the net. Hindi ko napansin what's happening like below.
What we saw is like there's a collision at
Uh-huh.
mid-court between Lumanlan and Buhay. Ayun nga, that left ankle of Buhay will be an issue. Let's see how quickly can he recover from that.
Oh,
At ito, bagong pasok, Andre Bakil
yes.
for Ken Buhay and scoring a point immediately for San Beda. That's why itong libero ng National University, so si Maggie, trying to rally their troops. They don't want San Beda to get another
Yes.
opportunity to snatch this set away because they're still comfortably ahead. A nice save by Sumagi there, but Almendras couldn't control the ball.
That was too high for Almendras to put over.
And in some way, after that error by Buhay, San Beda
Yeah.
getting 2 quick points. 19 serving 22. Jerome Lopez. Received by Almendras. Almendras with a tip. Received by Russ. Good dig by Russ. Nice attack there for Montemayor.
So far, it's happening again, no? Nawawala ulit ang NU for some reason.
Yeah, nawawala ang NU and that forces Coach Dante to call time. Let's listen in.
Okay, one good receive lang. Okay? Kumpensa tayo. Then, yung serve naman natin, target tayo sa zone 1 tsaka zone 5. Okay? Sistema sa block. Ha? Sige, sige. Tayo.
Golden Blue!
So, nothing much really said from Coach Dante. Just reminding his players na they just pick back up from where they left off, starting with the first ball and, you know, putting up their attacks.
Yeah, so coming up next after this game, we have an all-NCAA affair. Will it be Perpetual or will it be Arellano going to the semifinals? That's up next after this game. In the meantime, we go back to the first game between NU and San Beda. 22-20 ang ating talaan. NU with a 2-point advantage. Almendra sets it to Malini. Soft tip but was saved by Bakil. Montemayor with an attack dug by Retamar. Sumagi sends it to Almendra. Soft tip, no. Lopez goes to Rosman with a good attack. Rosman flexing his muzzle after that successful attack. And in some way, that injury by Ken Buhay somehow rallied San Beda in this match. It looked like it was an easy set 3 win for NU, and yet San Beda having this mini run.
Wow.
At ayun, tinapos ni Malinis with that gene hit.
Yes.
Yung rally na yun.
But then again, no, it's San Beda just banking on these small errors that NU has been committing. And yun nga, that's what has been repetitive in this past sets. Na every time na medyo mawawala ang NU, etong nandito naman San Beda na picking up their rhythm.
Yeah, they were able to take advantage of those mistakes. Speaking of mistakes, that's another miscommunication on the part of Retamar and Dia. One of the rare instances of
Yes.
miscommunication between the setter and the middle blocker of NU. Meanwhile, we have an update from Megan Cabrera. Yung injury na yun ni Ken Buhay is a chronic injury. We hope that he will be able to recover sooner, especially with the NCAA tournament coming soon. Malapit na yan. It's a matter of months, and we hope that Ken Buhay will be able to participate
Yes.
for the Red Spikers in that tournament or any other tournament moving forward. Meanwhile, back to action. Retamar to Budin.
But then, powering it through his blockers. Made
Yeah.
sure na makuha na nila yung point na yun.
That powerful block brings them at set point. Pero magta-time out muna itong si Coach Ariel ng San Beda. Let's tune in.
Kahit -1, kaya pa naman yan. Rumisip muna kayo ng maayos. Umatake tayo ng maayos. Ha? Pasok ko si Lawrence. Pabilisin mo na yung pasok. Sabay bato. Sino open mo dito?
Si Rosman.
Si Rosman. Dumito ka mag-play. Pagka lumatras si Rosman yun, pag tumabay dito ang dalawa, bato mo na.
So San Beda, their backs are against the wall. NU up 2-0, and they're now at match point. But they're not far behind. They are just 2 points behind. So 2 points can help them force an extended set, and we never know what might happen. They might even win set number 3, and that could give them a good rhythm moving forward.
So far kasi ito, on the latter part of the set, nagpipick up na ng rhythm itong San Beda.
Yep.
And I guess, nare-realize din nila na kaya naman nilang sabayan itong NU.
Yeah, their confidence growing with each rally
Again, you know.
happening. And again, Montemayor off the block and good.
And that has been a common strategy. Itong si Montemayor, si Book.
Oo.
Just really using the hands of their blockers.
Oo, kasi alam na nila na mataas tatalon niyang si
Yes.
Mokaba or si Diao. So they find a way through it or around it.
Yes.
And they're having success. And don't look now, they're just down by 1. 23 serving 24. Ryan Rosman serving for San Beda.
Good pass.
Retamar to Mokaba!
Okay. But Mukaba says, no, we're gonna end here.
Yeah, bago pa makathreaten ng San Beda, we will end the game here in 3 sets. But not before a scare from San Beda.
Yes.
We check this out one more time. That winning point, Retamar to Mukaba. It has been a recurring sequence here in this game. And with that score by Obed Mukaba, National University proceeds to the semifinals of this vleague Men's Volleyball Collegiate Challenge 2022. And again, a 3-set win for NU, but not with the fits. They had some tough moments in this game, and we turn you over now to Megan Cabrera, who is with our player of the game.
Thank you so much, Lawrence. Kasama nga natin ngayon, Obed Mukaba, our player of the game. Welcome to the semifinals for you and your team. You were consistent all throughout until that last point you made it. What made you explode in this game today?
Yeah, I always talk to our setter, and that's why he asked me to play like that, and that's why I spike and block. That's why we win today.
Okay, Obed, this is your chance if you want to greet anyone, your family, friends who might be watching you.
Yeah, hi to Mama Bea, Papa Albert, Lita Mukaba, Enoch Mukaba, Yvette Bernales, Bea Bagunas, Kat Epa, Kizli Kijote, Grace, Erin, and Rene Mabilang.
Thank you so much. Congratulations to you and your team. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Megan Cabrera, with that interview with our player of the game, Obed Mukaba. Bright future for Mukaba,
Yes,
19 years old, and
definitely.
he's already showing his prowess. Meanwhile, we check out these highlights from the entire game. It was a quick game, 3-setter, but San Beda had its spots. They fought in this game. It's just that NU was just too much for this relatively
Yes.
young San Beda squad.
It shows then yung experience nitong NU compared to a very young squad like San Beda.
Yeah, they had the way to respond
Yes.
when the chips were down and when their play was shaky, talking about NU. And it's those instances like those, yung mga payanig na atake na yan ni Mukaba, and also Choi
Yes.
Diao from the middle that enabled them to dominate San Beda in this game. And that's why they're through to the semifinals while San Beda goes to the classification phase. Up next, an all-NCAA affair between the Perpetual Altas and the Arellano Chiefs. And that's all for now in our first game. Stay tuned for more volleyball.